You hear me?
I don't know, man. I just think we need to kind of.
But at the same time, it's nothing to promote.
Yeah, I just think
and that's why I try and find the balance, because I know what I do on the event side.
Yeah,
and it's all fun. Yeah, you hear me? It's all social. Yeah, and man, try not to do it so it's like
the predominant part of your life. This is what I live.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So that's why I said with the music, I could get to find the balance and explain different things on different levels, and you get me going a bit deeper than just it being all about this. So that's where I find the happy balance.
I also think we really need to find a way to express having fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, at the same time, it's not about having a good time.
Yeah, I know, man. It's true, because let's be fair, man. Music's so accessible right now. We got like young bucks at age of 11, 12 talking about lean and popping bottles and Molly and da-da-da-da-da. Not that I have anything against going to a club and having a good time and buying out the bar and ladies. Like, I've got songs, of course I've got songs about turning up and having fun, but none of them will ever promote a massive part of the drug culture. Not that like I don't know. Obviously, it's based on experience as well. I'm not a drug user.
I guess weirdly, it's not your world.
It's not my world. I'm not a drug user, so I wouldn't know. And of course, I know the man that do it and relate to it thinks it's wavy because they know about that. They've experienced that. However, there's a lot of young people that not of age that's not experienced that, and they think they know about it already.
And me, I didn't start smoking till I was like 25, 26.
Oh, right.
I was very late.
That's mad.
And I started smoking.
Well, not late in your case, because you're about 47 now.
Shut up, bro. See you, bro. I'm going to kick that fence over.
Sorry, carry on.
But, yeah, bro, I started smoking real late, and the reason I started smoking wasn't necessarily to be cool with anyone, because I started smoking and I was in my yard by myself more time. Yeah. It was a whole totally different reason. I started smoking, I was stressed out, and I needed something to chill me out a little bit, because my brain was working my brain already works at a ridiculous pace, and the amount of thoughts that I constantly running through all the time. Yeah. So that offered me a slowdown in a sense and helped me manage everything a bit better. So that's like the bright side. That's the bright side of maybe doing some of these things. I'm not trying to glorify or anything like that. My youngest brother smokes, and the whole time I've told him is, bruv, you don't need to smoke until you're an adult, bruv. Like, I'm an adult now, and I've made that decision. You can make that. Just what I'm saying.
That's the difference between being grown. It's like, okay, now you can decide. Like, it's definitely, I wouldn't encourage it, but so it's hard because then you have. All right, so I guess where it kind of contradicts itself, because then sometimes you then become an adult who then talks about the things that you do, and you may be trying to aim at a certain demographic, but there will be another demographic that will see that, and so I guess sometimes it's down to an artist's responsibilities
and how you
find that balance and not only promote one thing, but then you have the flip side of what happens if you don't want to. Yeah. Like, there are artists that don't care, like, don't want to. And it's like, it's deep, because I always hear the conversation of artists should do this and boom, 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 that and that. But, man, just remember, certain men are just man them. Yeah, like, they're talented, but man don't really give a shit like that. Yeah, so it's like, man don't want to promote, this is what I do, this is what I like. You like it too? Yeah, boom, let's jam, let's catch a wave. Which ain't a bad thing, It's like, man can't even knock that. If that's what man choose to do. But it's like, you just know, as like, just having a conscience sometimes and just being responsible. And this is it. Like, you just know things come with responsibility. Yeah, of course. That's what you got.
Of course, and this is the same thing what I was saying in the last other podcast when the man was talking about the drill and that, and why I said, like, I love the drill youths because I understand where they're coming from and all the energy and everything. But now that I'm the age I am, if I listen back to my grand stuff or some of the stuff I was talking in the crowd, it's not so much of a, I should never have done that, because I can show them that. So that's my journey.
Yeah, you just got to know growth, man.
But
people forget that's like a key word, like growth. Like, that's going to come with everything.
Just what I'm saying. But
like, you can only hope you're in certain environments and surroundings where you don't go too far left.
Exactly.
You hear me? Exactly. So your growth ain't starting so far back, but sometimes that's how it be.
This is why man tried to trigger them the way man triggered them, to make them understand for themselves. I'm saying, like, bro, does your mum probably wants you to do well in music, and so does your family and that, but has your mum and that listened to the tunes? But they can't play it to grandma.
No.
Do you get it? And that was my thing that I started to analyse. Yeah. I only changed mine because of my baby brother, most of it. Because I was badding him up about listening to a certain man from South, because he lives in Peckham. Yeah. And I was saying to him, you can't be listening to that, register tear. But what hit me was I see on his BB, he had one of my bars quoted, old bars. And I'm like, bro, I can't be hypocritical like that. and working in where man work, man can't be talking about those things. You get it?
Yeah.
And I have to cut. If man is gonna talk about it, I have to put a spin on it where it's.
But all right. So still, obviously, the topic right now is talking about obviously drugs and alcohol and stuff. What do you say to the people that been listening to this lifestyle and been doing this, and they end up in a bad place? I mean, we've seen it happen to a few people. As I said, Mac Miller. As I said, Lil Wayne went for it. Rick Ross.
I think there's two things.
Yeah, like what's your explanation then?
Like, I think there's two.
And how can that not lead to more people doing it? Because, do you know what I'm saying? It's mad because
like, one, there is like cultural responsibility where it's like you do have to like, but it's hard because like a lot of culture isn't necessarily controlled by those who you would like it to be controlled by. So they only have a certain part where they can get out the necessary messages that need be. But on a wider scale, like that's never going to be the case. So there it fails already because you're not finding that balance where people are seeing both sides of the spectrum and on such a major scale. Yeah. And then the other side is it's just something I'm just really starting to learn, like just getting older, man. A lot of people gonna start taking responsibility for themselves, man. And this is it. Like we get to a certain age where we're all grown, like man knows rights and wrongs.
Bun a sage for me, fam, please. You gotta have the incense popping. The incense is normal.
Man said bun a sage. You see what kind of thing we're dealing with over here? Bun a sage. Man said bun a quick sage. Bun a sage for me.
Sorry, carry on, my fam.
I already said.
Yeah,
just up there.
This thing here.
Yeah. So carry on with what you're saying, fam.
Oh, we run out. Oh no, it's not.
Yeah, so I completely agree. We do need to kind of...
a lot of people need to just take, like, a lot of people are like...
Take responsibility.
Shifting a lot of blame on some real bullshit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I see it, and I only say that because I feel like I personally see it. Like, I see it just amongst around, just living, and it's like, some people be complaining about shit, and I may know a deeper level, and I'm like, yeah, it was kind of self-inflicted, and you know rights and wrongs, and what were... Some people know results of shit and hope that it's not going to be the result, and it ends up being that, and then it's like, well, what do you want me to say? Yeah. So it sounds deep, but that's just life, man.
No, it's true, man. But I think it's a vicious cycle, and I think sometimes we need to kind of limit what we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. It's like both.
But again,
there's a responsibility as a whole.
Yeah.
But it's very hard, so you have to start off on ground levels and those who you can affect around you.
I just hate that things have to go so far as death for people to even start taking a...
It does, man. It does.
Do you know what I mean? I just feel like, why don't we try to make a difference?
I think it goes deeper than just like the actual substance abuse, though. It's just like...
it's triggers.
Why that?
A lot of these things are triggers.
Like, a lot of things people are just going through like mad shit and then just really don't know how to handle shit. And just, like, it's just the classic case, man. It's like, it happens, like, and been happening for decades, you hear me? And it's like, I guess the question, like, what is the solution when it's promoted so heavily as well? So it's like, that's what I said in the first one, like, as a whole, like, there's got to be some kind of responsibility taken because there's a lot of promotion of it.
Obvious question, guys, obvious question. Very, very obvious question. And I know what the answer is going to be, but I want to know a bit more in depth of what you think. How much do you think drugs and alcohol play into mental health? Obvious question.
On both parts. I feel like obviously coming from like I've been diagnosed with certain things. You get me, like anxiety, depression, and that. Bro. You see what I'm saying? So man's been there, bro. And even like I said when I was doing the events thing with you, man, I was going through a whole load of shit, bro. Like my mum had cancer. Do you get me? She was basically like, do you get me? Yeah. So a lot of it I can understand now and say that why man I was probably so on it because a lot of time I was covering it up with the drink and whatnot and not avoiding it because I had to deal with it, but it was something man was just doing standardly. And then on the flip side, that was a bad thing. But on the flip side, the good side of things, like I said with the stressing out and ready to tear, there was the weed at times that would just mellow me out and chill me out and help man. You get me? And these people are giving you the same things a lot of these time, and the medications are doing the same thing that the weed will do, but it's giving you in a different form and sometimes in a more detrimental form. Do you get it? Because people are getting hooked on some of these antidepressants and things like that, and it's a worse spiral than the so-called gateway drug. Yeah. Do you get me? Yeah. So like everything's balanced a lot of the time, but it's a mad one.
What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, it definitely does. But I was just thinking, as you were saying that, I wonder what the statistics are on people actually having an issue before.
So I was just about
drinking and smoking.
I was about to
or
lead to
actual
that.
drinking and smoking causing.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
I wonder what the stats would be on that.
I mean, there's obviously we've seen cases of alcoholism just come from binge drinking to consistent drinking.
As to why they drank alcohol before?
Binge drinking.
Or was drinking alcohol the reason why they had
But I'm saying this, obviously we know cases of people that binge drink, so just drink on the weekends. Obviously we don't know.
But we don't know why they binge drink, or if they even.
I binge drink because it's fun to turn up when the vibe's right.
But do you have an issue now from binge drinking?
No, not me in particular.
No,
that's me.
That's what I'm saying. So, do you get it?
For those that do, like, did they have an issue as to what led to binge drinking, or did they just cool guys started binge drinking and then developed? So it happens both. I just wonder what the stat what's greater. Like, I wonder what the stats would be. Yeah. Because I would say, yeah, of course, like flipping.
Do you think
alcohol and drugs like cause thing? But I don't know to say whether that's mostly the reason. That's mainly the reason.
Yeah,
I don't know. And if I had to guess, I would say no.
Yeah, because like for me, I think a lot of when I look at things as well, I try to think of the reasons why people do things, and try and find their perspective on it, and like, you get me, really dig as to why. And for me, what I'm noticing, a lot of people in general suffer from mental health issues, but don't deal with them or don't know how to deal with them or even acknowledge that they exist. Well, do you get me? So when it comes to the problems that they might get off drinking or the problems that they've got off smoking and ready to tear, people will say, oh yeah, it's because of the drinking and smoking, but really you had these issues from before. But the drink and the alcohol enhanced on those or brought those to light.
That's what I mean.
I think, it's going on to another point, I wouldn't say the young black community, but I think the young community really need to open up and understand that, bruv, it's alright to talk about things, fam.
Of course.
They've got this hard back mentality that I just...
Well, I actually feel the youngers are a touch more open than we were.
I think now. Yeah. I think now because there's more light on it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's a lot more...
But I still think we need to do more. I mean, like, the reason why I say that is my older brother, I brought this up before, that's inside now. He was in the army. He came from Jamaica. He was living a crazy life out there. Came over, age 16, joined the army. Done all the tours, Iraq, Kosovo, Afghanistan, got his stripes and done very well. But when he came out of jail, older. Okay. So, but when he came out of the army, we knew there was something wrong. He accepted the fact that he had something wrong. He had PTSD, a major thing that happens with people in the army. Crazy. So his balance was completely off. Like, him having a normal job was like crazy to him. You know what I'm saying? Not being active, not being around, not having that I forgot what it's called, but that word, with obviously camaraderie, being around that consistently, loud noises, natural paranoia became natural to him, being paranoid about so many little things. He couldn't sleep properly. Man would wake up in the middle of the night. Man pulled me out of my bunk, rude boy, and told me to get down. But as I say this, the reason why it became such a major problem because access to psychiatrists and counsellors and stuff weren't provided. It wasn't so open. There wasn't lines like that was so out there like that. It was so hard because we had to pay for private, and that stuff was really crazily expensive. So he couldn't afford to do that because the job he had couldn't fund it, couldn't support it. And the job that he was in, he didn't enjoy. He wasn't getting, you know what I mean? He went from being in the army to being on the front line of war to coming back being a pharmaceutical delivery driver. It messed with his world. And he went back to square one to what he knows and how he knows, being on the road. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's right, I'm not, or anything like that. Obviously, you do wrong, you pay for it. You get the consequences. However, back then, I just don't think it was such a major issue.
He was failed.
Yeah, I think it was completely failed by the system. Completely failed by the system. And there's still so many. I really support the ex-soldiers, bruv, and anyone that serves the country. I've got so much respect for you, more of a man than I am. You know what I mean? I take my hat off to you. Whether we think it's right or wrong, for whatever reasons they're doing it for, it don't matter. At the end of the day, they're still out there and losing their lives on the front line and risking their life for a country. Do you know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. But I think we just need to do more and highlight.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Let me say something. I was just thinking here.
Yeah.
How come it's never looked upon? And maybe it is. I just never really. I don't think.
But
this
is a
I know what you're
but
going to
that's
say
the
as
thing.
well. Look on.
How come it's never looked upon as when you go to the army, you've now got PSD? Like, you've just been taken from a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And, like, all right, so I guess the question is, how is it that they're able to adapt to being in an army like that? Or how come the army isn't looked upon as quite a negative thing that they actually make people adapt to that, and yet when they go back to a lifestyle they've been living for, like, say your brother went there for he was 16, so for 15 years he was living a certain lifestyle, went there for 2 years, but yet came back to a lifestyle he had 50 years, but can't go back to that. But from that 2 years, all of a sudden, that's his lifestyle now. Like, isn't that a mad thing? Like, how come no one looks at the army as a mad thing like that? Like, that's a mad brainwash thing, now.
Of course it's like, on the PTSD thing as well, bro, because this is another thing, working with these youths and seeing them carry out the things that they carry and the way they carry on, bro. It's like a lot of, like, bro, even down to the news and some of these things, bro. I see it. You know when they was licking down all the youths in America, Mike Brown and all of that, Like, bro, one thing someone said something and it was one of them speakers and it picked up on me and it resonated with man differently. I stopped watching a lot of those videos, bro, because I knew what it was doing and I felt a different way in my gut and things like that, bro. That there, why is no one talking about the youths that are seeing this? Because the youths, they all got access to the phones, bro. You basically see the black dude get killed in front of your eyes, bro. Like, these things, that triggers post-traumatic stress disorder. That's trauma. Yeah. A lot of these youths that are dealing with trauma, bro. Yeah.
Unsolicited.
Because I guess that's what you get when you go to the army. That's why when you come back. Like, that's the sort of things you're seeing. And so now when it becomes so accessible on your screen,
do you see what I'm saying?
How does it not relate the same?
Exactly. And even down to the games and things that I was saying before as well, bro. The brain works in a mad way, bro. Your reality is what you create, bro. These youths sit down and play these games like Fortnite and Call of Duty and things
for hours
where
and days on end.
You are desensitizing the youth to madness, bro. Because no one covers the ratings, you know that, but the parents are still buying the games for them.
Yeah. Just the game, like, and I can't even go against it because I'm in that, want to get into that world. But gaming is $1 billion business.
It is,
like,
and this is,
and
there's a reason for it, bro.
Yeah. It's a very
It's mad,
bro. I just think, man. I think we need to do more, and the people.
You can just only hope, and I do believe it will come because I believe like they're young, and I can only. I wonder if it's just people I start talking to, but I know there's more people now, sensible, that's starting to grow and realize. Like, I feel like there's a generation that's a bit more sensible than the generation before, as deep as that sounds. So eventually, like, it's so deep here, but as soon as a certain generation wipes out, the world's gonna start changing.
It's the same thing what you said before about the crackheads and the thing. It's like once we're like. Even with the knowledge alone, because there's a bag of youths that are just under me, the stuff that I'm talking. When I was on the road, there was a man older than me that was talking the things. The man was like, "Well, this bread's some crazy old man," but I'm actually that dude.
But it's actually it's actually when it's like that. It's
true.
It's that same cliche pattern of like one will spark that one,
and then
you might spark
that's exactly what it is.
So eventually, there's like another generation just under us, or even our generation now. Where men start moving into the positions now and start getting to them ages where you start calling shots and boom, boom, boom. Your whole mind frame's different now because you've got a perspective of how it was, but how it's supposed to be now, or how it is, shall I say, you hear me? So it's like things are going to start. Like, it's so deep, if I say this, but you see like 70s and above and shit like that. When that starts wiping out and those people start losing control, even though there's going to be people that we're going to be against, they're still going to have a different mind frame on how shit works. Yeah, of course. So shit's just going to start changing anyway. So it's going to be interesting. No one says it's going to be good, but...
That's what's going to be, because those who's underneath, man, think man's crazy. They don't listen to man. Man talking gibberish. But then there's one of them that will listen. Yeah, but there's a few now. Yeah. Before there was one of us, now there's a few of them. And then the next young, like... For instance, my son and that, like that age group, bro. Like, Wars is you and my youth, they're going to be that generation. Because I'm around a certain set of people that have all got kids and we all have a certain mindset, which is that old school mindset that's coming back, but research mindset, like teach yourself stuff. And I can feel it coming back.
Bro, look how that's what we're here for now when we just say little words and that to do the Googles and we bust a joke because it's like, is fairly relatively new.
Yeah.
That's a standard to a man now, you get me? That's coming up, like, how are you not doing your good? Don't just talk shit.
Yeah, go Google it, bro. Come on, bro.
So it's like, man are just, like, and when man was in primary or early secondary, I'm not gonna lie, I hated research. I hated going to the library and reading through books, like having to read back through all your old shit. That was just long. You get me? And you're telling me now I can just go on Google and type in keywords. Bro, it's a whole different ballgame.
Alright, so
and we know about that, which is lucky for us. You get me? Like, we're in a happy generation.
I said it on the last podcast, and I said, I'm pushing that, bro. The hashtag is last of the old school, first of the new school. That's why we're so important, because we can relate to both sides of the spectrum. Do you get it?
For real, I hear that, man.
Exactly that.
Boy, I like that one. I like the way to wrap that up there, cuz I like that.
Man. It's been healthy this one, man.
It's been healthy, man. Definitely, man. Thank you for coming through, bro.
Thank you for
Highly appreciated, bro. I love that. I love the retrospective and the introspective of views, man. I love that. But yeah,
put everything though, man. Do this.
Good luck with the EP, man. Plug that, man. Plug that, bro.
Yeah. Far from Sober EP coming real soon. Look out for the videos. The socials at it's Zush. That's ZUSH. Yeah, man. Insta, Twitter.
Tell them about the business as well, Facebook. Man. I see you reckon I see Jacob. Jacob's my homie. Shout out Jacob, bro. Yeah, man. Jacob's the Team Surreal mascot, bro.
Yeah.
That's my guy. That's the bear. He's a naughty bear, bro. Me and him. He a bad bear, man.
He's a wild bear. Girls like the bear, though, man. Girls love the bear. So yeah, that Team Surreal, man. That's like the events and entertainment, man. If you're just looking for a good time, you know, when you had a hard week, you just wanna relax and have a little fun, meet some people, be social. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Don't always have to be hard work.
Thanks for coming through, my G.
Love, man.
Jeez.
Yeah, man. That's another episode of the Lost Kings Corner. Smiles.
Tubbs.
Solar.
Oh, bro, we got.
You know it's real. You know you're getting warm into it.
I like it.